Hi, this is Shell here, and it's the end of the year. Women of Passion has been a great experience. We wanted to end the year with a bang with our first Man of Passion, Tony Cox. I'm here at iHeartRadio, and this is his private studio. Stay tuned for some really good footage of this man's story. We're going to try to break it down for you. Hey, this is Shell. I told you I'd be back. Women of Passion? Oh no, this is our first annual, and I hope it's an annual because maybe you'll just spark off this trend that we do. This is Mr. Tony Cox, and he is my Man of Passion.
Wow.
Sweeps month, right? How do you do that? Sweeps week? 'Cause
I have no idea, but I'm so honored.
Oh,
Shell, I'm honored. I'm blown
well,
away.
it took me a year to meet you, okay? And then I thought, and then when I wanted to finally meet you, I thought, well, should I bring like a whole film crew and make it
And look at all these people.
I know, there's
all the lighting directors. What's that person do over there? I just don't understand what they're doing.
Making sure our upshot looks well.
Okay.
Just making sure everything's going good,
My legs together. Okay.
So here we are. Where are we? This is your studio here.
This
we're
is
at
studio. We're at the iHeart Mecca.
Mecca.
The command center for all of Northern California,
Yeah.
north of San Francisco.
Tell me about that, because there's little hubs in San Francisco?
Yes, there's iHeart in San Francisco. There's iHeart in Fresno and Los Angeles, and I think some other markets, and then of course Seattle.
Okay.
And
why do I think Arizona? I don't know.
Well, iHeart is everywhere.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
iHeart bought up everything. We used to be Clear Channel.
Right, that's what. Okay.
Yeah, and then before that, I think we were American Radio. In 1995, the FCC deregulated from something that Reagan put into effect when he was president.
Okay.
And on January 1st of 1996, they allowed owners to buy all the radio stations. Before 96, you could only have one FM, one AM, one newspaper, and one TV in each market.
Okay.
So on January 1st of 1996, the FCC said, now you can buy as many as you want.
Wow.
So you know what happened? Bill Gates called up and goes, I'll buy every station in the country. So they had to postpone. They go, wait a minute, we didn't think about that.
Bill never spends any of his money.
Well, yeah.
Like, hey,
so he wanted to buy every one.
Like
so,
Oprah.
so they delayed the passing of that bill for 3 days until they rewrote it saying, no, you can't buy every station. So for about 7 years, corporations like iHeart, which wasn't even founded back then, but the predecessors of iHeart and other ones like it, started buying. It was a frenzy. They started buying radio stations. And I was at KFRC in San Francisco at the time, which sold 2 years earlier for $120 million. When they deregulated, it went for $700 million, something like that, some outrageous number. So all the radio station prices in the country super inflated. So they bought everything. It was like Sharknado. It was just like a feeding frenzy.
Wow. Okay, so that's like, that's taken us up to like this, how that happened. We want to go back just a little bit farther, okay? Since you're coming up to, is it a rumor that you're going to be retiring? What does this mean? I know that you have lots of other little jobs, but as far as doing this right here, so no more voice of Tony?
My first radio show was in September of 1970.
I've seen the pictures. You were quite the young buck in the 70s.
Yeah, well. And I started training for radio when I was 7 years old. And when I was 13 and a half, I had my first show.
Okay.
I was fired immediately after that first show, which is the best way to break into radio. It's only gone up since then.
There you go.
And so that's 47 years ago. I've been disc jockey. I was DJ of the Year in Chicago in 1978. People magazine did a spread on me. I was the youngest disc jockey in America for about 2 years. I was the youngest program director that won a national award for programming of the year, and so I've done all that.
So when you were disc jockey and then you saw like how the program director, were you always thinking that I could do this better?
No, I needed something that was more secure than just a jock, because they fired you for no reason. You could be really good and they fired you.
Because you're in a management level.
Yeah, so I went into programming and I went into production.
Okay, so you went in it for the money part. You weren't in for
security.
Okay, so you weren't in for like this guy's is terrible at it and I can do better.
No.
Okay.
I've never been that.
Some people are like that. I heard the story of another radio guy that's kind of how he came in.
I don't grade anyone on being good or bad.
Okay.
I only acknowledge people who are themselves, because then it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. You're the only one doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one that does what I do. And the only one that sounds the way I sound.
Absolutely.
So I don't care if it's good or bad. It's
Right.
just the only one.
Right.
So there's value to that.
Yeah. So did you, at a point, I know we've talked in the past about jingles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to, we're going to cut to, I'm going to turn over here and you're going to read some cut,
Okay. All right.
in just a second. But what, maybe you'll do a jingle or something like that. Because I know we're going to do something later on today.
In 96
Yeah.
and 97, I started an advertising agency with a partner of mine who was also in radio. And we became one of the biggest, fastest growing ad agencies in the country. Locally in Sacramento, we had the Sacramento Kings, we had Perry Gary Restaurants, we had Beck's Furniture, we had the Auto Balls, we had everybody. And there was a restaurant called Crawdads.
Yeah.
And it's still there out on Garden Highway. They wanted a jingle. First jingle I ever wrote. So I came in, I sat down, I only have, streetwise musical experience, but I know that there's 7 notes and you got an octave.
Okay.
So I'm good at math.
Okay.
So I figured out, wow, if I only use 3 of those, what 3 of them am I going to use? And I learned something called the 1-4-5. So if you start in C and you count up 4, you go to F, and then you got G for the 5th. Figure that out later. Google the 1-4-5.
Yeah, Google that. There's something called YouTube.
So knowing that, I sat down and went, bum, 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 and that was my jingle. So once I had that,
I want more.
Play all day, party all night. Crawdads on the river, shake our tails to the left and right. Crawdads on the river, oh, dancing is better down where it's wetter. For a bunch of crawdads, we couldn't do better. Everybody now, Crawdads River Cantina, we floating on the river.
Oh gosh.
And that was a jingle.
Do you have a poster of that?
Yeah, it's on. Well, no, I haven't. It's on. I'll send you the
Can we
big
have
file.
that so we can, put that up somewhere? I mean, something with a crawdad is.
Yeah, there's no poster, but we won an award for it, and,
Okay.
and I have the recording. So,
Okay, cool.
And it was done by Boys Night Out. I don't know if you know who they are. Best a cappella group in Northern
I
California.
don't know, Cameron, Kev, do you know these people? Yeah, he's.
Anyway, I'll send you the thing. So that was my first jingle.
That's cool. And
Yeah.
that just kind of sparked off like, hey, I can do this.
Well, I live in a creative world.
Any correlation to Charlie Sheen with that and that
Oh,
2.5
God.
Men,
Yeah.
around the piano, that's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
what,
oh, yeah.
He really made that live to people knowing about jingles.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. And it's great because jingles are amazing. They're not songs. They're just 3 things like ba da da. That's a jingle. By Menon.
Right.
The shortest jingle ever. And then do 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 do. AT&T or whatever it is.
Right.
So you just need, it's triads, triplets. Pick anything. G and then go up 4 notes. Hit that note and then hit the 5th note above that and you've got a jingle. You can play it 5-1-4. You can go 4-1-5. It doesn't matter. It's that simple. Human beings have that. All animals have that sense of turning to something that has that tonic sound.
Okay, so now I want to hear some sound. We're going to be right back and we're going to have Tony read some stuff and see where we're at with that.
Scripting. I think that's fascinating that in 30 seconds we can do a commercial that
Yeah.
gets people up off their butt, grab their checkbook, come to this dealership and spend 40 grand on a new car.
Yeah.
It just blows my
Or
mind.
all of a sudden you're not hungry and all of a sudden you
Yeah,
buy into
well,
the whole
and it's-
Burger
and-
King or whatever,
And you are touching on something that's very powerful. It's more powerful than any printed book. It's the media.
Yeah.
No matter what you own right now, you could go out and buy a new car today.
Yeah.
And by the time you get home and sit on your couch and turn on your TV, there's going to be a commercial for that same car that's got a new button on it that yours doesn't have. So
Right.
you're never satisfied with what you own in this country. And it's our job to make you uneasy with what you own. No matter what you own, it's not good enough. This phone next week is going to be trash. Throw it away and come buy a new one.
Right.
It'll make you happier. And you don't think you can afford it? Oh, you're
He's
wrong.
doing it already. I'm
Because
like,
we
believe it.
have financing that beats everything. No matter what your budget, you come in and you can buy one of these new phones. We'll make it easy for you. So the world's best psychiatrists and psychologists are not clinical. They don't help people. They sit in New York writing commercials because they know how to wordsmith verbiage that makes you, it's called call to action. And we know what word to put in there to make you
Oh, yeah.
go. We know what color to put on the camera, on the screen, the TV screen that you watch. All the colors in the advertisements have a psychology behind them. It's fascinating. So next time you see a commercial, understand it's all Shakespearean. Shakespeare knew how to write. And every play that Shakespeare did represents the average commercial. He had 3 things that he did in his plays. They all opened with something people could identify with. 2 teenagers in love, Romeo and Juliet. Aren't they good together?
It's
and
true.
then as soon as people identified with that relationship, he inserted conflict. But the parents don't want them together. Ooh, conflict, Shakespeare. Ooh. So everybody got into the conflict. And then, of course, at the end, he always provided resolution. In today's world, Shakespearean resolution is usually a happy ending. In Shakespeare's day, it wasn't always happy. Romeo and Juliet met their own demise.
Yeah.
However, it was resolution.
It was. There was.
So it's a
an
very fascinating concept.
You know, you're a teacher. That speaks to what I want to talk about. We're going to be right back, and he's going to give me the 5-step plan to become a radio star.
I'm going to stand up because you're taller than me.
Video killed the video killed the radio.
The radio star.
Yeah, video killed the radio star, and I'm trying to be a radio star. So we'll be right back. Teach me.
Okay, so you're getting into radio. You've
Yeah.
been doing TV. Most people do it the other way. They start radio and then they get into television. Radio is theater of the mind.
Okay.
Television, what you see is what you get. I mean, you know what color hair I have. If I were on radio, I could be a brunette, a redhead, I could have curly hair, short
Before
hair.
you tell me, the first question I asked you a couple weeks back was, "Why are your walls blank?" And you said what to me?
Because
okay, then go on with.
because it is a cardboard box.
So you can be
This
anywhere?
is an empty
Okay.
box. There's nothing
Okay.
influencing my creativity in here.
Okay.
I can paint an ocean back here in my mind.
That was brilliant, by
Well,
the way. I
it's-
thought about that. You know, I think about people's words, not all of them, but that resonated with me later on that day. I thought,
You have to understand where creativity comes from. Boredom.
right.
It is a defense mechanism to prevent people from going crazy from boredom. You become creative. So when the expression "think out of the box,"
Yeah.
people misinterpret that all the time. They think, well, I got to get out of the box. No!
Right.
You climb in the box,
Okay.
much like the walls here, they're clean. A box is empty. It's
Okay.
4 walls, a top and a bottom, and it's cardboard.
And
you
I
can't
used
get
to, when
any
I was
more.
a kid, I felt safe in a box. I
Well,
don't know.
true. Who isn't? So once you're in that box, then if it's a clean box and there's
Yeah.
nothing on the wall, your imagination can put anything on the walls of that box. And that means that you're thinking out of the box.
Okay.
You're in the box, thinking out of the box. And that is a creative process. So people who make a living creatively, musicians, artists, DJs, everybody who does a living, we don't really live on this planet 100% of the time.
No.
We're only here about 70%. If you're Charlie Sheen, maybe 5%. Not that he's creative.
Hashtag winning.
Yeah, so winning. Tiger blood.
But
So
there's something to speak to that, and I'm going to give a little hint.
There is.
In our last segment, when he comes back and he goes to the little yellow kitchen, he's going to talk about his tiger blood. Okay, it's a different sense, but he has his own version of what makes you spark. Okay, and so
passion. And that's
yeah.
what this is all about, passion.
So
Everybody's
here
got
I am, a radio person, and I want to,
Okay, so-
different types of radio shows. I'm sure I got to understand that.
There's a couple
right?
things you need to know right away.
Okay.
The expression on your face
Yeah.
when you are on the mic is what people will hear on the other end without seeing your face.
I used to be a radio operator, and they used to say, they can hear you.
Oh, they
frown,"
can
when I'd
see
be
you.
like,
So you know, if I'm on and I'm smiling like this, the Nilo anniversary sale is here. Listen to the difference. The Nilo anniversary sale is here. So the expression on my face will come through.
Yeah.
The eyes are the window to the soul. The voice is the speaker to the soul.
Okay.
So whatever you're feeling when you're behind the mic is what people will feel when they hear it. You can say the same thing with a different expression and you get 2 different receptions of that.
Okay.
Also understand that people have a need to communicate. We
Yeah.
need to know what time it is. We want to know what the traffic is. We want to
Yeah.
know what the weather is.
Okay.
Which is why it's cool to have Pandora, or it's cool to have all of your music in this. There's more music in this than I've ever had in any radio station. However, I don't know what the traffic is here. I don't
Yeah.
know what the weather is. And people have a need for that because it's our security factor. Is
Yeah.
the world out there? Does it still exist?
Oh, yeah.
As screwed up as it is, we still want to know about it. So that's my first thing. The expression on your face is
Okay.
what people are going to hear.
Okay.
Secondly, breath control.
Okay.
When you sit upright, the diaphragm is an interesting muscle because there's no muscles in your lungs. They're empty sacs. Yet you have to have air
So
pressure.
you have to learn how to take a breath because you have a lot of words. I'm a manic speaker, but I can also control my. Obviously, if you're reading content, you can control it. But when you're on a roll, you got a lot.
You
of
have
words.
2 lungs. Let's say when they're, my lungs are now 100% full. When I
Okay.
announce, I'll never let them get below 20% empty.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. I'm going to talk to you for a long time, and you're not going to hear me breathe, and you're not going to hear me stop, because I'm going to continue to talk forever, and most people would have already breathed by now. I just took a whole deep, full set of air, and you didn't even hear it, did you? So I can continue to talk without breaking for the rest of my life when I do this concentric breathing.
Okay.
There's absolutely no reason for you to understand that I just took a breath when I just did it. I don't ever have to stop talking, do I? Because I can keep talking forever and ever. Can you do this? It's so simple when you learn how to drop the diaphragm without breathing. Isn't that amazing, folks? And the dynamics can get loud, or they can get very soft.
How do you,
it is
how,
cool.
What about the people that have do they speed up the audio when they do the really fast talking?
No,
when they're reading all that bullshit that we want to know what they should say really slowly?
A good one, good, and I don't. There's something in Pro Tools, an app called time compression.
Okay.
And I could take 10 seconds and squeeze it down to 7
okay.
without you noticing it.
Okay.
However, the faster you can talk without using that effect, the cleaner it is.
Okay.
So say this, coming up in about a minute.
Coming up in about a minute.
Tell them, coming
up in about a minute.
Now do it faster, watch this. Coming up in about a minute.
Coming up in about a minute.
Do it even faster. Coming up in about a minute.
Coming up in about a minute.
See how that works?
Yeah.
That's syncopated. Coming up in about a minute. You can't say that any faster. Isn't that cool? So when you learn those elements, you're going to be a better communicator.
Okay.
Less is more.
Voice training?
Voice training, forget it.
Okay.
It's like training anything else.
You know the weather girl that they always say there's words, you know, a certain way. I'm all, is that they're trained? They have to say or talk slower. I don't know what.
Well, I don't know. It's up to the program director of each TV and radio station.
Okay.
The thing is the voice is a byproduct of passion.
Okay.
So if you do what I just said, if you put
Yeah.
the expression on your
Yeah.
face of what you feel,
Yeah.
and you get breath control, your voice will be developed. It's a natural thing.
Let's transition into some of those interviews that you did in the past. Have you ever been in an interview, just name a celebrity, or just maybe just somebody that's a celebrity to you, where their story affected you and you had to really compose yourself? You know, I mean, because you seem like, you know, with passion, you're a very emotional person too. I mean, sometimes you have to kind of like suppress to get through that moment, but have you ever just like, you know, 9/11 happened, were you on the radio? You know what I mean? When there was, has there ever been like a big trauma there, or their story affected
Well,
you?
there's so many things that are that way, absolutely. And you have to kind of detach yourself professionally. Personally, it still affects you.
Yeah.
However, you know, I've had news stories, mass murders that I was the first to report on, and you know, all the sadness of the world comes through. However, you know, it's a job. It's like an ambulance driver. They have to go scrape those bodies up off the street,
Right?
And it isn't pleasant. However, it's part of the gig. So yeah, you get a little calloused.
Okay.
You know, it's like if your shoes don't fit right, your knuckles or your toes going to build up a
Can you
callus.
hide it, even though with what you said as far as your expression you can hear in the thing, but you know, like when you're on like live TV.
See that door right there?
Yeah.
There's a door right over
Yeah.
here. And it's the only entrance to this studio.
Okay.
I have a creative license. It isn't something I can show a police officer if I get pulled over. However, visually in my mind, I have the Tony Cox license to perform.
Okay.
And I issued it to myself when I realized I'm a broadcaster. It's
Yeah.
a creative license. It's a license to be creative. My real life can't come in here. It's out there in the hallway.
Okay.
So when I walk in here to do whatever I'm doing, if I've had a bad day or even an exceptionally great day, it stays out there until I leave. So the only thing in here is perfection.
Was that learned behavior, or did you always have that in yourself?
It's
were you always that guy?
is a horse learned behavior when it's broken to ride?
Yeah. True.
You must break
Did you get
yourself.
that from you delve into a little personal, is that somebody in your life, an uncle, a father, a mom, an aunt,
Well,
Bernice?
you call upon all of your real life human emotions that are out in the hallway.
Yeah.
You call on them selectively.
Okay.
If you want pain and suffering in here, if I'm doing a funeral commercial,
Right.
then I can allow that part of my
Okay.
life to come in here. It's up to me because I
Because
have
I
that
feel like
license.
I have a few personalities, and so I was
Oh, you
wondering
should.
how do I tap into
That's
that?
another good point about this. If
And
you
some of them maybe shouldn't come out.
let me just say this.
You know?
Let's say that you have a shoe store,
Okay.
and in that shoe
I
store,
used to manage a shoe store.
okay,
Good
so
point.
good.
Yeah.
Everybody's got feet too usually,
Yeah.
and everybody wears shoes, so you can
Yeah.
identify with this.
Yes.
You have a shoe store,
Yeah.
and it's called Shell Shoes.
Yeah.
I like that.
I
Shell
like-
Shoes.
I do. Let's get
sure to
to
fit. So I come in there, and you go, well, we only have men's size 10 and a half black. And I go, well, I wear an 11 and a half, and I want brown.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to sell me because you don't have the shoe in my size, do you?
Okay. No, I don't.
So imagine those shoes, the colors, the sizes, the styles, as personalities.
Okay.
And your shoe store is Shell Radio.
Okay.
And you've got the women's shoes over here, you got the men's shoes, you got the sports shoes, you got the kids' shoes, you got everything in this store that Shell has for her
Okay.
radio personalities.
Ah.
So when somebody comes in, if a script comes in or if something says, hey, you're selling kids' shoes in size 7.5, you better have in your mind a personality that can reflect that.
Okay.
So yes, it's schizophrenia.
Do you ever I mean, this is, would you wear this outfit that you're wearing right now to record it? Is this your work clothes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is dressed
Saturday.
up. This is dressed up.
Okay. Do you ever come in, I mean, like, would you, like, put a hat on or something? You know what I mean? Do you ever, like...
Do I dress up?
Yeah, and do something different. Like, do you put a costume on ever for something? We're talking about personalities. Have you ever just, you know...
Let's talk about that after the break.
All right. We'll be right back. You know, you guys got a great break room. Thanks for the donuts. That was really cool. You know,
You're
I'm like,
quite welcome.
a little sweet there. I need a little
Did you
perk.
get the quiche?
I did. You
Yeah.
know, spinach is good.
And the champagne?
Yeah.
It's every
Little
day here.
mimosas.
You know, Kitty O'Neill works right across the hallway.
Did she demand that?
She demands it. The best chocolates, the best
I want to
everything.
meet her. Maybe you can arrange that.
Oh, absolutely.
She's so
Kitty
cute.
O'Neill is just the sweetest. And her husband's a chef.
You know, this is not forever. You're gonna like go off into the next thing.
In
and,
a few months, I won't be in here.
And so, at Reality Check, we need some more people. And I just feel like when you know, instead of golfing, why can't you just come out and maybe do some media with us? And so we wanted to bring in and Reality Check and make you an official person. And now with that, of course, I own a little bit of your soul, but that's okay, and
I'm gonna have to check and make sure I have
Do you have any
available soul left.
Do you have any left?
I'm not sure.
I just want a little. But
Shell, I'm honored.
Really?
First of all, I mean,
I want to
this
learn from you.
you
and
can't buy these.
No, you can't.
These
No,
aren't
this is-
available.
No, this is not.
This is like
official.
real stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, this
is the
says
real deal.
media right
yeah,
here.
That's the
Oh,
real
yeah.
deal. No one has that but our staff. And so what we want from you is just to have some fun with us sometime.
I'd
and
love
I
to.
think it would be so great to have you in a co-interview with me sometime because sometimes I need people to help me, because I forget names and
Well, you're asking somebody to remember things at my age? I'm forgetting everything.
No, but
nowadays. I forget
they
more than
can
I'll
say,
ever know.
hi, I'm Tom, and
Okay,
I'm 2
all right.
seconds away, and I'm like, George, I mean, that's not all the time. But, or just a lack of maybe spontaneous whatever, and I know you could say, I could just throw a topic at you, and
Absolutely.
boom, that's
I'm
not a
honored.
problem.
Thank you so
Thanks.
very
So,
much. It's so sweet of you.
Yeah,
My
so
goodness.
when we come back, we're going to watch some of this guy in action, so stay tuned.
Okay, so this is a Nilo commercial, 15-second, and it goes something like this. The Nilo anniversary sale is here. Take advantage of incredible 0% APR financing at every Nilo dealership with this amazing offer for the entire month of November. There's never been a better time to buy a new or pre-owned vehicle. Visit Nilo.com for details. Restrictions apply. Offer ends 11/30/15. So we'll start here. On it, even though it's upside down, that's because Jack's a little different.
Wow, Jack FM.
Yeah, don't turn Jack off.
And I don't even know what I want to order, maybe a number 3. Does that come with the spicy tacos?
It doesn't matter. They only play what they want.
8 days shopping until Black Friday. Wow, look at the big posters here. This is awesome. Thanks for the opportunity. 8 days until Black Friday. 93.7 Jack FM.
Cool.
Oh my God. I never thought I'd be standing in the studio with Jack Armstrong and Joe Getty. Do they I don't want to touch the mic, but could probably take it, right? I mean, have they ever done that? Inappropriate. You can take it, boys, okay? I just feel like I'm here in Disneyland now. I don't think there's anyone bigger besides Tony Cox, so we'll just end there.
Yeah. Oh, here's the KFBK mic. What are you doing here, man? Alert facility, which means we're required by law to constantly have a human being here in case of anything that could happen, natural disaster or otherwise. And in the case of that, if an earthquake hit or if terrorism event happened, KFBK would alert all the stations in the Northern California area that that's going on, and they can rely 100% on that special carrier that we have that alerts other radio stations.
Wow,
So it's a very primary, very fundamental, very necessary broadcast facility.
Especially in these times, you never know what's
Absolutely.
going to happen, you know. So, thanks for letting us be here.
Oh, my pleasure.
We'll be right back. And we're back. Just like I promised, Tony, you're in my yellow kitchen.
I love this.
And it's the magic of TV. I know it's smaller than you thought it would be, right?
It doesn't look like a kitchen.
No.
There's no sink.
No. No, there's no sink. Okay, you know who he represents? He represents all singers, you know, the voice.
Well, I certainly feel that way when I
He's
try to
belting
sing.
it out, you know.
Really,
You know
that
what?
is.
I can't sing, but I feel the passion in me, and there's certain songs that I feel like if it was just a little, you know, it's good.
You're
you
not
know?
the first to say that you feel the passion like you can sing, though,
Yeah.
even though you can't.
Yeah.
That would be like a 5-year-old understanding Einstein.
Okay.
That's the magic of music.
Okay.
A novice
feel
who
it.
can't play a note can feel the same passion as the artist. I've been with great song composers
Okay.
who people come up and go and they, do you know what that song meant to me? And oh
Yeah.
my God, I heard this nuance. And even educated musicians will talk to people who compose music,
Okay.
and they will tell them things that the artist had no idea that that was the intent of his artistic expression. I've seen that so many times, more often than not.
Okay, so that's not a unique thing, it's a common thing.
It's fluid
Yeah.
creativity. It's, you know, being able to see your own expression in some other
I can
image.
see you brought your guitar, and I appreciate
Yes,
that.
it's over here.
It is. You know,
I've got 6 strings, you know, and 4 of them are in tune.
how do you learn how to tune a guitar?
Well,
Is it me, dum?
Well, today I got it on my app. This is smarter than I am. You just
technology, pin that,
honestly,
and we're going to talk about
I play it,
technology.
it goes boom, boom, boom.
Really?
Oh yeah, oh, it's right here. I can get it.
No, I believe you. I believe
However, before that, it's easy.
you. Okay.
It's an E. You get the lowest note you can sing, that's going to be your E.
Okay.
And then you step it up to an A. Okay?
Okay.
And then a D. And then a G. And a B. And an E.
Do you ever play
it's
the
like
piano? Is the piano different
well,
than
a piano is a detuned instrument.
Okay.
A piano is unique. However, every key is specific.
Yeah.
Few other instruments are that way. You can bend notes on horns, you can bend notes on guitars, you can bend notes on violins. Pianos are detuned. They're very specific. So it's not good to sing to a piano because
sorry, your
everything
chair's
is blah, blah. Is that it? I thought it was just my old butt.
It's distracting me. Okay.
I've been taking congoitin for joints, and I thought it like, it's so loud.
You have to take it a long time, and then it just like works in, right?
Yeah, it takes a while though.
You know, we were gonna go for a bike ride, and the weather was perfect.
Oh.
There was really no reason except for, I don't know, there was just not enough time in the day.
Well,
And we wanted to finish this, you know,
Yes.
because we have big things coming in December. Before we get any farther in this segment, we're going to talk about 3 things, okay? We're going to talk about people and maybe even institutions that Tony would like to thank over the years. We're also going to talk about some of his other little side businesses. You know, I mean, there's a lot of aspects to Tony that maybe you're not aware of. The fact that, you know, this is not even his real name, and I just found that out. I feel a little betrayed, okay? But that's okay, you know what I mean? I met his alter ego, and I don't want to know the other guy. In fact, I don't ever want to know his real name because that's all I'm ever going to call him. Even when I meet his family.
You've
And
been
then
watching too much TV.
Okay, and
None of that's true.
Okay, and then the third, I was told that your name's not Tony. Okay, and then the third thing.
It is Tony.
And the
Look,
third.
I make my checks come to me. Look,
Okay.
look. No, I want to show you a check. I just happen to have a check.
Okay, you do.
Now, how many people carry around checks with other people's names? What is that? I mean, I don't know how much it's for, but what does that say?
Okay, that's only because you somehow.
Get out of that one.
Okay.
All right, see? I'm going to cover up these things and, you know, Tony Cox, check, or something. So that's me. I don't
All
know
right,
what she's
my
talking
people
about.
are lying to me, and you know who you are. Okay, you have a special ringtone on my phone, but we'll get to that in the edits later. The third thing, now that I'm distracted, is that we're going to talk about Christmas and the holidays and your special singing and your special music and the joy, really the joy. And I said 3 things, but really the creme de la creme, the 4th thing that I want you to point in on this conversation, that I'm going to let you take the lead and I'm just going to sit there and nod, okay, is your secret passion. You know, and break that down for the people, because you explained it to me in such a beautiful way the other day on the phone, you know, condensed version for TV.
Well, we talked about thinking out of the box.
Yeah.
And
So
how
you
different
go
that
with it.
really is from
You
my
have your
point of view.
topics. Yeah.
I have a point of view that's always mine.
Yes.
You and I are in the same place right now,
Yeah.
talking to each other. My point of view is totally different. Assume you had no idea what was behind you right now, and I had to describe to you, and we're in the same place. Same with me. If I had no idea.
Mine's way more interesting.
I don't
what
know.
I'm seeing
It's dependent on how you describe that.
Okay.
I may make that little scratch up there sound so fascinating to you that you would want to turn around and look at it. That's communication. Everyone has their own point of view.
Okay.
So that is fluid. It always moves.
Yeah.
When you are a DP, you lock in shots and you block them and you change things, the azimuths, and change. It's called daisy cheating, where you do compound moves in fluid motion. Ooh. Like that.
Yeah, fluid.
And it will just change your point of view slightly. Yeah. So everyone is entitled to their own point of view. We have no other option, do we?
No.
So everything else is trust. I trust that you're telling me there's a giraffe behind me wearing a sweater. Really? Wow!
Or you trust that...
There's nothing like that behind you.
You know, when you told me that the first time, we were at your job and at iHeart, and
they call it a job.
Okay, and there was you did the view thing, and I didn't know it was behind me in the parking lot, and I had to trust you.
Try it sometime.
And that you knew, and I had to trust you that there was not somebody going to come and get me,
well,
right?
Absolutely.
However, as you were saying that, ironically, I had a glass that had the mirror image of what so I already knew.
You had a rear view mirror.
I did.
Which is our
and
own
I didn't
ability.
tell you that, and so I said, you know, so I really,
heavy.
so I had to believe, you know,
we need
so
two parts of the show.
You know, so I just wanted you to know that was my little secret. As you were telling me that, I thought, I trust you.
Let's get back to that scenario again, where you must trust. If you trust one's point of view, then it's more valuable than friendship. It's more valuable than relationships. It's more valuable than status or ethnicity. It's more valuable than belief itself. It's trust in the other person's point of view, so I'm not constantly having to turn around.
Right.
If there was an elephant charging me, God, I hope you would tell me.
Right, because I mean, eventually it would be me.
So let's give each other that quality and go beyond all the prejudices and things that make us judge our own choice of people's points of view. The most valued thing you have is your point of view. You believe in it because you see it. No one else does. That's different. Why are we told we're all the same? We all are different, starting with our points of view. And we're entitled to that.
However, then how do you...
However, that is the storyline. That's the Shakespearean element of human nature, being able to see our own reflection in the mirror. Birds don't. You take your bird out here, it would talk to itself in a mirror. It's better than being alone. It has no self-awareness. Even the mighty peacock doesn't stand. If I was a peacock as a human being, I'd stand in front of mirrors all day. Look at that freaking plumage, man. Animals don't have self-awareness. That's our sixth sense, which is marketing, it's faith, it's belief, it's government, it's sanctity, it's all the human natures that got us this far. Technology is irrelevant. It's just a different mode of transportation to the same place. We have no reason to question that.
We're going to ponder that, and we're going to be right back. Okay, we're back. We're back. Oh my gosh. All right, so this is the opportunity now to let you know that I have I kind of have a media crush on one of the anchors on Channel 31. Okay, I've been watching Good Day Sacramento for probably since 2003, consistent. And they got me through my divorce. Okay, they got me through some depression times. I was actually one of the people, I don't know if people have blocked me. I mean, I've been friends and not been friends with certain people on social media, and I do get butthurt, and I do appreciate when you like my stuff. You liked some of my stuff like twice in 9 years. Thank you.
And, you know who you are.
You know, and I'm sure you remember. So my point is this person I'm
Your point is, they have become a companion to you through so many different stages of life. They're the same basic crew.
Right.
They
and
still
it's not
have the
weird.
same...
Don't make it weird, right? It's not weird that I want to meet them all.
Yeah, I think that's pretty weird.
So here's the deal.
Here's the thing.
I want to tell you why I'm in media. Because I figured I couldn't meet you on the regular way because then I'd be like stalker girl and I know I post a lot. So I decided to just get into media myself. Okay, I've been doing underground for a few years and I want to see you at the Christmas party maybe someday.
And Shell, that's the exact worst way to get to know them. Come in, the straightforward. Here, if there's someone, here's the interesting thing. The thrill of what you are, what you have in your heart, you see these people doing.
Yeah.
So you are already relating to them without ever having met them.
Right.
So when one is confronted with one's image of themselves through a persona, what do you say to yourself? It's not what you say to them. It's not that you want to get to know them. You already understand you are reflecting a creative image.
Like they're the same.
Well, and they know that more than anyone.
Yeah.
And they deal with it every day.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something about everyone at Channel 31.
Okay.
And I mean this. Everyone there is who they are. They're authentic. Most morning shows in other major cities that have the CW are not as good as Good Day Sacramento.
No,
they're award-winning, from Mark S. Allen all the way down to the interns and the news people and the producers. Not that they're any less on the scale.
The Karzar is where I would go to.
They have such dynamics and depth.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite?
Okay, so here we go. You know, Mark S. Allen. Okay, I adore you. Mark of the movies I've watched from the beginning. Okay, and I've watched you grow. I've watched you change your formula. I've watched you get better couches, change your hair. I mean, everything about you is just amazing. And look,
I have a photo of Mark S. Look at this.
You do?
Yes, and you're looking at it right now. What do you think? That's definitely 1980s, isn't it?
Oh my God! Yeah, he's a little. He's definitely.
This is running in
special. Oh, I know it's running in B-roll. Yeah, there it is, right there.
So Mark S. Allen, since you brought his name up,
you've known him a long time.
I've known him since he was a little wee lad from Odessa, Texas, who came out here in KSFM and did evenings when I was the production director at FM 102.5 in Sacramento.
Okay.
And I did middays, and then we had the afternoon guy, Chuck Field. We had the morning zoo with Chris Collins and the Bee and all those people.
Yeah.
Chris was supposed to be here tonight. And so Mark S. did 7 to Mid. And I was his first, kind of big-time production director. And he and I hit it off right away. And he, I taught him a few things. And he's a good friend of mine. And the thing about Mark S. Allen is he is using a medium called television and radio to create theater of the mind.
He's an entertainer, and
he is not at all what you see on television, except for the heart.
Yeah,
he is so
you
much.
Can't fake that. I see it in his eyes.
Mark is such a sensitive man. He works so hard. The guy meets himself in airports, coming and going. He works so hard. He flies to Europe, to South America. He's hanging with all the big guys, and he still likes people. And he is an amazing. But he protects that because he was so hurt as a child being a geek. He grew up in Odessa, Texas, where all the guys were rodeo stars. And Mark told me the story, and he doesn't mind me sharing this. He's told it.
Yeah.
And so he learned to do ventriloquism. He had a dummy, a little Danny O'Day thing, kind of looked like me. and
I've seen him do it.
And he would do the show.
The role of that.
And he developed personas. He took those creative licenses I was talking about earlier.
Skills, huh?
And he manufactured it into a himself.
Yeah.
He created his own points of view based on the absurdity of life. He always treasures his own point of view because he's a very balanced person. He's a gifted man, and he maintained his innocence through going through hell.
Well, I just wanted to say...
He's a great guy, Mark. I know you hate me saying stuff like that.
I just want you to know that you're probably... there's a couple other people that I wanted to meet, but you particularly, because, gosh darn it, I had to defend you a couple times. And I think you get a bum rap, and I don't,
He knows that, and this is why I started and gave it all away. Mark S. sets himself up for that ridicule.
Right.
It is part of his performance. Right. Don Rickles is an old-time comedian who offended people. He made a whole shtick of offending people. Kindest guy in the world. Mark S. Allen makes a unique living at being a buffoon in a lot of situations based on his brilliance. He's not stupid.
No.
So everything people say about him is what he intended to convey. He's a communicator. That is not the human being. He's much more complex than that.
Well,
he swam from Alcatraz to San Francisco.
I watched it live.
2 weeks ago, he swam to the Golden Gate Bridge.
I know. I watched that with he actually went a little bit longer.
He trained for 6 months to do that.
That's crazy.
He is the most tenacious, fearless person in the world. The first year we worked together at KSFM, he went up on a billboard over at Del Taco on Alta Arden and Howe, and to raise money for muscular dystrophy. And we did a live broadcast. He did his show from there. Second night he's up there. He's bending over to pick up money in a bucket, and he falls off the billboard, lands on his feet, compound fractures. He realizes he's on the ground. He's not supposed to come down for 2 weeks to earn money. So the first thing he does, he climbs back up the ladder and sits there, and they had to bring him down on a hoist to cast his ankles, and they put him right back up. He's broken almost every bone in his body.
I know, that's crazy.
One day he calls me, he goes, Cox, I can't make it to lunch, I broke my neck. I go, you know, any other person would go, are you okay? And I go, well, okay. He goes, how about tomorrow? I go, well, yeah, Mark. Sure, man, you got a broken neck today. Let's have lunch tomorrow. He's that kind of guy. He's resilient, tenacious, brilliant.
Maybe I can meet him someday. And,
I hope so.
Okay, well, you know, if you see this, know that
Mark lives in an incredibly noisy world.
Yeah.
And yet he can still hear the birds.
Okay.
And I don't know how he does it. So it's hard to triage yourself into that level because a lot of people want to talk to him about the creative element, not just that, because I know you're not a groupie in this. There's a passion that you have.
Yeah, I do.
I'm passionate. You're as passionate.
I see what he does.
You do. So,
yeah,
there's a magnetic attraction, and that's what I'm saying about being humans first. And unfortunately, people's worlds are so noisy that the commonality doesn't exist in their.
I'm getting a hard rap on Mark.
Hey,
the producer in my ear, man. Whoa, lower your voice. It's distracting.
Well,
cheers
thank you.
To you.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay, so hey, tell me about the blinky lights.
Oh, we're not wrapped?
No, just on Mark.
Tell Sid I'll call him right back. I'm sorry, what?
What about the Twinkie
Christmas
lights?
time.
Christmas times.
My sister started a company called Blinky Lights.
Yes, I said Twinkie, I'm sorry. Blinky.
Yeah, so they have a venue at Thunder Valley Casino. So if you ever go out to any of the concerts, they're the ones with all the blinky.
I didn't know it was there.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay.
So that's our family thing.
Oh,
they
that's
started.
nice.
So now when we do events like the Halloween thing, they're the ones who handed out all the blinky stuff.
We interviewed her, and that's going to be up in the picture. Yeah. That's
okay, well that's what we're talking about, Blinky Land. So coming up very soon is Christmas, and on the 22nd of December is the winter solstice, where everything's like hit, and all the religions and faith kind of come together around that one lunar thing, whatever that solstice thing is.
And it's a Tuesday.
So last year we did Christmas caroling in the Fab 40s.
Okay.
Now I know it's kind of weird to say, well, why do millionaires need Christmas cheer? Because you know how much they spend to have Christmas? Everything they have, they spend millions of bucks on every year to make the Fab 40s look as good as it does. It's high class. What they don't have is us walking up to their door singing Christmas carols with 40 people. It was so cool seeing millionaires open their doors and going, wow, this is better than everything else we have here.
You got something,
it was cool.
You got something going there.
Really cool.
Do you have any pictures? Can we
Oh yeah, we're rolling video right now. I'm sending to see that. That was last year. Take a second to look at this.
I'm super excited about that. I really am. I couldn't make it last year because we had another engagement.
Well, it was the first year. We just kind of did it. It was viral.
But I heard about it. No,
and
I wanted
everybody
to go.
from last year.
We went to a fight. Everyone, I wanted to go.
That's union. You guys work it out.
I know.
Last year.
So I scheduled you in this year.
Oh, smart. You guys are going to get along real well. Yeah, you complement each other.
Thank you.
Very, very good.
So you have this group, and so it's going to be
last year we had about 18, 20 people, including Bird from Judge Judy, who sings very well. He does Stevie Wonder. He just had dinner with Stevie Wonder last night.
Wait, I heard
Bird.
him.
Oh, he sings.
Oh, I think I've heard him sing before.
He sings. He sings. And then my daughter sings.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. Didn't she just record with you?
Oh, yeah. We just did a big recording in the studio last week with my other daughter.
Yeah.
And my how do you say estranged wife without making it sound?
It's not. She's lovely.
She's a lovely woman. And so Cindy sings.
Oh,
And I don't sing.
Okay.
So the second year we're going to do Christmas caroling on the winter solstice. So if you want to go, get a hold of Shell or do something. If
Yeah, because it's private. It's a word of mouth kind of
it
thing.
is. It's no big deal. It's not commercial.
We're just not doing an event page and letting the Facebook and the
It's cool because we walk around and it doesn't have to be good. It's like a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yes.
That's kind of what it's like. Everything's so perfect. All these homes are so
beautiful. Can I get some? And we'll just get some blinky lights, and you'll hook us up, or do I go to the store? Or will you just you'll have a blinky light?
My sister will be there.
She'll be there, and
she will sell you a blinky light at what her cost is instead of the usual markup plus for additional postage and handling.
No, but what about the other people? Do you think the people that you knock on the door might want to buy a blinky light?
No, I love the way she thinks because that's called monetizing. If we go to 3 years of this, we will pre-sell that to all the homes there. We were there last year.
Does she customize, make blinky
lights? She does amazing
So she can make an RCTV blinky light?
Oh, she can do whatever you want.
Note to self, can I put that on the wish list? I need to have like Shell light up somewhere.
Oh, she can make a blinky Twinkie. Okay. She can do absolutely anything you want.
She can light up our asses.
I wish I had. Normally, she loads me up. Do I have any?
No, darn it.
Nothing back here. Does this blink? Normally,
okay.
I can't go to it. You were there. I know.
You're so bright anyways.
You were at Halloween. She was decorating people.
Oh, she was amazing. She was wonderful. And her man.
By the way, we have to get Richard back here to learn how to do makeup for theater because I am a bit shiny. Can you take that out and post?
No, we might have to there we go.
Oh,
it was all the singing and the bike riding.
It was.
We were going to sing around the tree. Let's just pretend like we did. It was good.
Well, we showed the video.
Yeah.
We showed the photos of the Christmas thing.
Yeah, that counts. And then you have to come and see us live if on December 22nd on a Tuesday.
And just
where do we meet? Actually, do you have a meeting place somewhere and we caravan over?
It is.
Are you working on that?
I'll have to. No, it's there. I just don't know it.
Okay.
I'll put it up on the.
We'll figure that out if you contact me.
Kevin is the cameraman, the DP, and he's also the post editor.
Yes.
And of all your 12 episodes that you've done, I think he's going to be more busy editing this.
Listen, you're my sweets. We're going to end on this, okay? You're my sweets.
There's a turkey over there.
We're going to eat a turkey. This is Tony
Happy
Cox,
holidays.
Man of Passion.
Yeah.
2016. I am so honored to have you.
Well,
thank you for the fun. Thank you for opening up your studio.
It is an honor to be asked to be the first Man of Passion because I know how much you have. And that's what life's all about. You know that. At any age. Yeah. It's having the passion, which is fuel. It's not emotion.
I can feel his power, babe.
You take emotion, whatever it is, love, hate, desire for career, and you put passion behind it. You don't put passion in front of anything. Passion is the gas that burns the fire. And all you need is a pilot light once you have passion. You don't need to carry around a furnace. Just have a little pilot light. And when you have passion, you put passion on that little flame, and it turns into the thermal buster. And that's what I see in your eyes. And it's as simple as that, folks.
That's it. You heard it here first.
Right on. Wow. Wow. What did I say?
I don't know.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Cox and I have some of my best friends here. So, welcome to the winter solstice. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Ho, 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 ho.
Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag, 'cause Christmas is here again.
Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Making spirits bright. The time is
to laugh and sing a brave song tonight. Oh!
Merry Christmas! Thank you! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! That was awesome.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly.